The importance of Scarlett's dresses in Gone with the Wind. If you've seen other videos on this channel, then you might know that I have a huge appreciation for the costumes in the 1939 Gone with the Wind film. I'm convinced that Walter Plunkett's work resulted in the best costume design ever put to film, and I doubt it'll ever be topped. Do both the film and book have some serious issues? Indubitably, but that doesn't make the costumes any less great. Before we get into the rest of the video, I want to make a few things clear. I'm going to be focusing on Scarlett's dresses. All of the costumes Plunkett created for the film are fantastic, but Scarlett's take the cake. And I'll be focusing on the dresses in the film adaptation, not the original source material. Times are a-changin'. The film begins in 1861 when Scarlett is 16 and ends in 1873 when Scarlett is 28. Plunkett's costume design subtly and brilliantly reveals this passage of time through either the silhouette, fabric, or color of Scarlett's dresses. Known for paying particularly close attention to historical accuracy, especially when compared to his contemporaries, Plunkett's design follow the time period pretty closely. Here's what Scarlett's dresses look like at the beginning of the film. She wears hoop skirts to help her achieve the fashionable circle-shaped style of the 1850s to early 1860s. They also show her wearing accurate undergarments which include a chemise, corset, and drawers. Because Scarlett is incredibly vain, she is shown with her corset tight-laced, a habit from the book which was actually an uncommon practice during the time period, as the large skirts already created the appearance of a strikingly small waist. As the film moves into the post-war era, Scarlett is pretty much exclusively shown wearing this patterned purple dress. Her hoop skirts and colorful dresses have been lost, and this is now her sole article of clothing. Plunkett supposedly made over a dozen copies of this dress in various states of disrepair to get this point across. Scarlett marries Frank Kennedy in 1866, and with his added finances, she returns to her habit of dressing stylishly. And while her gowns still feature the large skirt, there's more of a focus on the rear than her previous circle skirts. Upon Frank's death and her subsequent marriage to the extremely wealthy Rhett Butler, the extravagance of Scarlett's dresses gets multiplied tenfold. Besides featuring vibrant colors, more expensive fabrics, and a lot more trim, Scarlett's dresses actually change in silhouette over the years. The full skirts of the 1860s are replaced by the popular bustle style of the 1870s, with the volume gathering at the back of the dress and a slimmer, tight-fitted appearance from the front. Even Scarlett's millinery shows the passage of time, from the bonnets of the 1860s to the tiny hats of the 1870s. Here are all of Scarlett's mourning dresses side by side. You can easily see how they differ from one another as a reflection of the changing times and trends. It's so well done. Color symbolism. In both the book and the film, Scarlett's dresses are specific colors that represent her state of mind and emotions. It's an age-old technique that Plunkett uses to his advantage. Green. In the film, green is used to symbolize when Scarlett is scheming, being vain, greedy, or jealous. Besides being the color of Scarlett's eyes, green also makes up her most memorable outfits. Let's start with perhaps her most iconic one, the barbecue dress. The white and green dress is gorgeous, but it's also wildly inappropriate. During this time period, a day dress would actually have a high neckline and long sleeves, which you can see on every other woman at the barbecue. Scarlett showed up in her evening wear. This is why Mammy doesn't want her to wear it to begin with, and why India Wilkes makes a pointed comment about it when Scarlett arrives at the barbecue. The color of Scarlett's dress not only reveals her desire to be the focus of the barbecue, but it's also when she first confesses to Ashley Wilkes and attempts to convince him to choose her and not Melanie. Following this, Scarlett is shown wearing green again when Rhett Butler gifts her a green velvet bonnet while she's in mourning. As Rhett says himself, it's fake mourning, and her immediate love of the bonnet is her admitting to this. She wears the bonnet again when she picks Ashley up at the train station, another weak attempt to draw attention to herself and away from Melanie. A dark green dress makes an appearance on Christmas Day as she pines for Ashley, who once again can't be bothered with her. The next dress is another iconic one, the green curtain dress. In case you haven't seen the film, Scarlett is attempting to convince Rhett Butler to loan her money, and she knows she can't do it in the ragged dress she's been wearing. The green curtains, the last bit of opulence the O'Haras have left, are what she decides to make a dress out of. The ensemble is a lot to look at, but it gets the point across. Scarlett is pretending to be better off than she really is, and it's so apparent that it looks tacky. Rhett sees through her deception and she's quickly spurned, but this is followed by a chance encounter with Frank Kennedy, her sister's beau, who Scarlett decides to deceive in order to get the money she needs. and it works. The final ensemble of note is this green velvet dressing gown with yellow details. As you could probably tell, green comes up most often when Scarlett is pining after Ashley. This is a moment where, despite the happiness she's found in her new marriage, she's unable to forget about Ashley and pushes Rhett away as a result. Red. As is often the case in films, the color red is used to symbolize love, lust, and scandal. It's first used in the film on Scarlett's ruffled white dress, albeit sparingly. While the dress gives off a very young and innocent impression at first glance, the pops of red are an ode to Scarlett's desire to be loved and let you know that there's more to her than there appears. She wears red again at Christmas when she tells Ashley once again that she loves him and pleads for him to leave Melanie. They wind up sharing a kiss, which Scarlett takes as evidence of his love for her, even though he never actually confirms it. Red appears again when she confesses to her family that she's married Frank Kennedy, a man she doesn't love but whose money she needs. She spends some time away from the color for a little bit, but it reappears when she and Rhett's marriage begin falling apart. First is this gorgeous red dressing gown, which she wears during a particularly heated argument with Rhett about Ashley. Then there's this gorgeous maroon evening gown. The dress is picked for her by Rhett, who forces her to attend Ashley's birthday party alone after the two of them were caught embracing. The dress isn't subtle. White. In the film, white is used to represent innocence, youthfulness, and naivete. Understandably, it's used rarely on Scarlett. As I mentioned earlier, the first dress we see Scarlett in is white. It's the perfect ensemble to introduce her with, as it seems like the exact dress a spoiled 16-year-old girl would pick out. She's shown wearing white again to her first wedding, representing her naive notion that this decision would make Ashley jealous and force him to admit his love for her. But instead, she's locked in a loveless, albeit short, marriage with Charles Hamilton. The dress is also more of an off-white as opposed to a pure white. She wears the color a few more times in the film, but it's always paired with something else, revealing how Scarlett is a complex character that is neither innocent nor evil. They just look good. I mean, do I really have to explain? Look at them. The construction and design is flawless. You don't see any weird outlines or awkward seams. Walter Plunkett is truly a god. I hope this video helped you understand how important costume design is and what a fantastic job Walter Plunkett did, because I truly think he's underappreciated. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment down below which of Scarlett's dresses was your favorite.